What's going on, guys? It's time for another review. Today I am actually going to be reviewing one of my all-time favorite movies that jumped up astronomically when it came out, just really not that long ago. And what I'm talking about is Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2. I had to buy the box art one. I really wanted to get the tin one, but I guess that was a Walmart exclusive. I went to Best Buy for this one. But this is a 4K Ultra. I haven't got a chance to do the 4K because I only got a PS4. I need a PS5 to do that. So, anyways, let me explain why I think that this movie is amazing. For me personally, I am someone that loves slasher films. I'm someone that believes more gore is better. A lot of people would even classify it into excessive, like almost gore porn in a way, which is really, it's being a little extra if you ask me, because I mean we've had all these decades of movies that have great kill scenes, and this is to me probably at the top of the list. If not, maybe a couple movies that could be in the conversation, but this is the one that you're going to want to watch if you are really into that kind of stuff like myself. First of all, let me get into the gore. Like I said, there's a lot of gore, a lot of kills, a lot of different unique kills as well. Art the Clown is one of those things that's going to go down as a cult horror franchise, because it's just, he kind of picked up on something that people I think were missing in the year 2022, 2023, etc., etc., in the time where all there is found footage and ghost stories and true event kind of ones. This brings it back to an original time period where it is just, you're there because you know that Art the Clown is about to destroy somebody. A couple of my kill scenes that I'll go over. Again, this is a spoiler review, so just so you know that. Before I go into it, please like, subscribe, and comment on this. I keep forgetting to say that. I really need to boost this page up. And anyways, so one of the very first scenes is he's been brought to the hospital, I believe it was, and the doctor from the original one, at the end of the scene, is doing something. Art comes out of nowhere, beats the living hell out of him, and just completely shatters his face, takes his eyeball, and then puts it in his own eyeball because he was missing an eye. So that's where it starts, like right from the beginning. And that's another thing that I should bring up. There's really a lot of, there's not a lot of like CGI kind of involved. There's just a lot of practical stuff, which is another old school format, which is something that I really, really enjoy. So there was that scene. There's a scene where the protagonist, I guess you could call her, is having these visions, and there's this brutal scene where there's a bunch of kids in like almost like a set, and Art comes out and, Art comes in, starts just destroying them, setting them on fire, hitting them with weapons, guns, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that was like one of the other bigger scenes for me. But the number one kill scene for me, and I actually put this as probably this tops even the first movie, The Chainsaw in Half. For Art the Clown, he went and he, broke into one of the main girls, the protagonist's friend's house, and proceeded to just completely eviscerate her in her own room, to the point where he starts breaking legs, arms, just completely shredding her. And then when she thinks that he's leaving, she crawls to try to get to a phone. Nope, he was running back in. He must have went down to the kitchen, got some salt, and started putting them in the wounds and toying with her now. Just straight up torture. And when the mom walks in, she's barely alive, can barely talk. All she can say is "help me" as he's poking at her brain. It is just fantastic. I could go on for the kill scenes all day long, but moving on, I wanted to actually get into a little bit more. So, like I said, there are two protagonists, if you want to call it. There's a brother and sister. So the sister, she is just awesome. She's gonna go down as one of the greats when it comes to Final Girls, in my opinion, because they got this dynamic. They got this dynamic where it is good versus evil. It is just good and evil, and they kind of try to build a story behind it where Art is somehow linked in with this family because at some point she finds this book. It's got drawings of Art the Clown. It's something that her father made before the father committed suicide and died. So, and she also has this sword that it affects Art in a very bad way. Like the sword will kill him. Which Art the Clown is a demonic being, so you can't really kill Art the Clown. I feel like he's going to be one of those ones where he can keep coming back, like a Freddy, like a Jason, Chucky, one of those people. So anyway, so the story pretty much revolves around her and her brother, her little brother, and Art. Now, pretty much what's going to happen is they're planning on going to a party. That's kind of how the whole movie, for the most part, transpires. She's planning on going to a party. There's a lot of character building between her and her friends, her and her mom, her and her brother, and Sienna, which is the girl that I'm talking about, the older sister. She keeps having these visions of Art. Now, with this, it comes to a head at the end of the climax of the whole movie, but it's pretty much a cat and mouse kind of dynamic where every time Art is toying with her, she knows something's wrong. She can just sense it. There's one point where she's in the costume store and she sees Art and gets really sketched out, and she ends up leaving before Art can do anything bad, where that's another kill from Art. He goes and kills the cashier. So between Sienna, Art, and then the brother, you don't really see much of him, but his name's Jonathan. He's one of those people that's in the movie. He has a couple parts here and there, but ultimately this is about Sienna and Art the Clown. I also like how they bring in another partner for Art. We don't know much about her because I think that we're going to see a lot more in this trilogy series, because the director has said that he wants to make this a trilogy. It was always meant to be a trilogy. So, and we see this girl in the very beginning. Art is cleaning all his clothes that's now completely bloody and everything. So he's at the laundromat and he sees this demonic girl. So automatically they start connecting because, they're these entities. So, but the crazy thing is only Art can see her sometimes, and then sometimes other people can see her. And it's just one of those things where you need to know more about it because you don't know a lot about her. All we know is that she was killed. She used to be a person, and she was killed at a carnival, which kind of is where the movie ends. Art the Clown kidnaps Jonathan, the little brother, to try to plot and get Sienna in the fairground, because it's an abandoned fairground. It's kind of where he's been holding up, it looks like. And there's this bloody showdown between Sienna and Art. And at one point, Art is about to kill her, and she just almost a power-like being wakes up. And as he's about to kill Jonathan, Sienna comes in and tears his head off with the sword that I was talking about before. So it's a very long movie, though. Don't get me wrong. It's a great movie. It's just long. So if you're a first-time watcher, obviously watch 1 first and then go into 2. But this one is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I ended up seeing this in theaters because I had to get me an Art the Clown movie theater experience. Um, there's a few guest appearances in it that make their way in the movie. The post credit scene or mid credit scene, either or whatever you want to call it, they got Chris Jericho. That's kind of cool because I'm a wrestling fanatic myself, and to see Chris Jericho doing his thing really was an honor to see him from the wrestling ring. Now doing some movies here and there again. Another one is Felissa Rose. I think everyone knows her from Sleepaway Camp, and it's just seeing that people want to be part of this movie now is what makes it exciting, because the first one really didn't, it picked up, but it didn't pick up like this one did. For instance, the budget for this one was $250,000. They've made over $10 million on this budget. Massive amount of money they made on this. So that tells you that there is something in this genre that people want to see, opposed to one which didn't even hit movie theaters, and they had a budget of 35,000, but they only made $76,000. But that was through Russia, and Russia had it in the theaters. But that was it. They didn't make close to what they made for this movie. Like I said, this movie it's gonna go down as one of the best sequels ever for horror movies. It made my top 3 movies, I think, for horror. So it's one that I'm definitely going to make sure to watch every year, maybe more than once a year. But it's, like I said, it's a little long, 2.5 hours, and the dynamic between Art and Sienna is worth it. It's great. I cannot wait for the trilogy, the third installment, to see just where it goes. If I'm gonna rate this movie, I do gotta take it down a little bit because of the length of it. I would give it a solid 4.5 out of 5 though, because it's still a really, really good movie, and for somebody that is into blood and guts and gore, that is what you want. You want this. You want to watch this movie. So this is my review. Check it out. It's definitely worth it. I didn't want to go into too much detail because you just got to experience it for yourself. For the amount of carnage and storytelling between all the characters, you have to just check it out yourself. So I hope everyone enjoyed this review. Like I said, make sure to please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Really trying to get this out here, guys, and I'm new to this, so bear with me. We'll get there. Until next time, peace.